Hello, my name's Mr. Verrill. I'm the head of Year 4, and today we're going to look at lots of things to do with life in Year 4 for the children and yourselves. So here we go. The first thing that we'll go through is the team. So there's myself, Mr. Verrill. I am the class teacher also of Hubble class. Miss Camacho is the class teacher in Zephaniah class, and Miss McGrory, as lots of you will know from last year, is the class teacher from Somerville. Miss Pereira, Miss Cross and Miss Quache will be supporting us in all three classes, but mainly Miss Pereira will be in Hubble, Miss Cross will be in Zephaniah, and Miss Quache will be supporting in Somerville. Okay, to start us off then, we're going to talk about uniform. It's really, really important that everything is labelled. Already in the first few weeks, I've got lots of blazers and lots of jumpers in my classroom from children, probably in Year 4, and we do not know who they are because they have not got a label in them. So please make sure that everything that they're bringing to school, whether that's a jumper, a blazer, their PE clothing, is all labelled just in case, because we know what children are like, leaving things outside. When it's hot, they'll take things off. We need to make sure that their PE kit, we'll see in a minute what day that's on for each class, but when it is PE day, that the uniform looks like it is on the slide right now, and that's really important. Okay, so the school uniform, just a quick recap. The shirts are a nice light blue colour. The ties, we have the non-string ones in Key Stage 2. So the children, either if they can't tie them yet, you're helping them at home, or they can start to tie them themselves. The jumpers, which you can see on the pictures to the side, have our logo on them. And the trousers, shorts and skirts are all navy blue. The socks or tights, again, navy blue or black. And shoes are black. I think with PE, what is really important is we started to notice a few scholars not wearing black shoes for PE. That was obviously fine in the last few years, but we're having a big push on that at the moment. So if the scholars' shoes are not black at the moment, please can we start looking into making sure that they are, because that's in line with our new school uniform this year for PE. Thank you. Okay, other essential items. Thank you if your child is bringing these things in every day, but a water bottle is really important because like it has been recently, it's been really warm. The children also like to have a big run around at break times and lunch times, and it's really important that throughout the day they're keeping hydrated. We do give them lots of time to have a drink and to go and fill their water bottles up once or twice a day, so it's really important that they do bring one in. The same for a snack. Most children are bringing snacks in, but there are one or two that could and are a little bit hungry at break time still. And it is a really long morning for our Year 4s. I think our lunch time is at 12:30, and I think from the time that they come into school, that's 3 or 4 hours. So it's a really long morning without something to eat. Each child has been given a handwriting book, which they're able to bring to school every day, and they can use it as additional practice. We keep ours in our pouches at school, and that will continue, but soon we will start bringing them home. Okay, our values, these are displayed around the school. Kindness, effort, aspiration, tenacity and success. And every term and half term we give out certificates from a scholar from our year group that is displaying these values. And they're doing really well with it, and lots of them with our badges at the moment. We're very close to some scholars getting their blue badges, and I look forward to sharing that with you on class day. Okay, our timetable. Now, our timetable, this is the whole of the year group's timetable. You can see that every morning the children will either have reading and writing first lesson or arithmetic and maths. The only day that is different on is a Thursday. On a Thursday, we kind of come away from the curriculum, the core curriculum of maths and English, and we start looking at subjects such as art, geography, we look at djembe drumming, music, French, computing. In the afternoons, the days that we have PE, just in case we have forgotten or we do not know, Hubble class, so H stands for Hubble class have it PE on a Monday, and Zephaniah class have PE on a Tuesday, and Somerville have it on a Wednesday. And it's really important that they're bringing, and well, they're wearing their school, their PE uniform to school in the morning, so it saves that time getting changed. We have got something new on a Friday called Pastoral Time, and we have it every afternoon as well. That's a really good opportunity, particularly with what's going on at the world at the moment, to speak to adults and to other children about what's going on. And a bit like circle time, we play games, and it's really fun for the children, but it gives them a chance to speak, and it gives them a chance to express any worries or concerns or things that they do enjoy, like show and tells that they've got, so they can express how they're feeling. But that is our timetable. It's also printed in their planners if you wanted to have a closer look. Okay, so in English, at the moment, the weekly structure is that they do grammar and spellings for 15 minutes every day. They have a writing lesson for 1 hour and a guided reading 30 minutes. That happens every single day for every child except on a Thursday. So it's a lot of time that they're reading, because reading is very important, and a lot of time that they're learning their English, which is fantastic. In addition, scholars are taught handwriting daily for 20 minutes. We use the letter join scheme. You'll notice that everything on this flip chart is using the format and font of letter join. That's what we tend to use when we're modelling to the children. So we teach them 20 minutes every day, handwriting. Okay, our foundation overview, so everything else. In science at the moment, we are looking at classification in biology. I know Hubble class are really excited, as are the other two classes, about our science lessons at the moment. We are learning about plants and different vertebrates and invertebrates. In French with Miss Quatche teaches all the classes French, which is really exciting. They are learning greetings. In history, we're learning about the Romans. Geography, which has been revamped this year into a really cool curriculum, that's the water cycle. And in computing, they're learning how to use coding, particularly through Scratch. Jigsaw, which is our circle time scheme, we're learning all about me, so expressing ourselves and talking in circles. In graphic design, we're looking at portraits, or art as we might call it. Music, we're singing, and our song this year, this half term, is Mamma Mia, which I'm sure some of the children will be singing at home when you're ready. It's been stuck in my head ever since. And in PE, with myself or whoever's teaching them PE, is netball and football after half term. Okay, homework. Homework, it's really important the children are reading for 15 minutes every day. That's on top of what we're doing at school. I think it's really important because reading plugs into absolutely everything that we do at Ark John Keats and everything that they'll do in their lives. If they can't read by the time they leave our primary school, that would be a real disappointment. So we absolutely are trying to push reading this year, and that will really help if you can read with your child, or they can read to you every day for 15 minutes. On Monday to Friday, the children are really excited about this at the moment, but they are going on Doodle English, Doodle Maths, and Doodle Spell, and also TT Rockstars. TT Rockstars is something you'll be familiar with from last year, and Doodle is new. The children have all been going on it. There are a few children that are a bit stuck on it, but we help them at school with it, which is great. But Doodle Maths, Doodle English, and Doodle Spell, there's a leaderboard that I know I show Hubble class every day, and I think it's really motivating them. So Zephaniah class and some of them, see if we can beat Hubble class. But it's really important that by the end of the week, we set it on a Tuesday, and by the following Tuesday, that they are in their green zones. Now, some scholars prefer to do 5 minutes a day. Some scholars prefer to save it all up and do it on one day, but my preference would probably be either to do it before school for 5 minutes or after school for 5 minutes. And it really doesn't take that long, and it's really fun and engaging. Like it says down here, on Tuesdays, we're going to collect the data and see which children are on the green zone and if they completed the extra work that we set them in the week, which links really nicely to what we're doing in class. Okay, in maths, we are following our mastery curriculum still, which emphasizes studying fewer concepts in more depth. So we think about things really, really simple, but then if we're adding, for example, we go into real detail before moving on to something else. So we don't move on to another concept or another idea before really mastering addition. We use TT Rockstars, Numbots, which is Key Stage 1, and Doodle Maths particularly to ensure that they all know their number facts. And we do loads of reasoning as well. So our weekly structure at the bottom is that we do a maths mastery lesson for 1 hour and then arithmetic for 30 minutes. The children absolutely love the arithmetic, and the arithmetic is more you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, pure numbers, so no real word problems. They just see numbers and they can work them out. The reasoning and the maths mastery around it is how can we use that in everyday concepts. TT Rockstars, just like last year, the children have had exposure to TT Rockstars again, and it's really important they're going on this because at the end of year 4 they have an assessment. Now the children, I'm not sure, are aware of what this assessment is. This is the first year that this will be happening because it got cancelled last year due to unforeseen circumstances, but they have got an assessment and it will be on a computer. So the more they can practice on a tablet or a computer, we do that in school as well, but the more that they can play at home, the better, because linking into that, the more they know their times table facts, the better they can also and quicker they can do their maths in class as well. So timetables are really important, and TT Rockstars is the way that we are pushing that forward this year. Okay, so how can you help with that? Spelling and arithmetic. The spellings, we are looking at that in handwriting in class, but Doodle Spell. Doodle Spell, it comes up with their weekly spellings. If you have a look at what your children are doing on Doodle Spell, they are the words that we're practicing every week. And the same with arithmetic. You'll see on Doodle Maths, they're the calculations that we're focusing on. Times tables must be practiced every day, and the children use their knowledge to support their really complicated things they do in class. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, here are some facts to back up how important reading is. You should be reading for your child about, well, I said 15 minutes earlier, but it could be 20 minutes. There are 3 children, as you can see on the picture on the screen right now. There's child A, child B, and child C. Child A, who reads for 20 minutes a day, could be learning 1,800,000 words per school year, shown by books on the screen. Child B, who still reads 5 minutes a day, that's great, but not enough, is learning 282,000 words per year. And child C is only learning 8,000 words per year, which obviously doesn't help when it comes to testing, and doesn't help when it comes to trying to understand history and geography and all of those more complicated subjects. Okay, so things that we're looking at this year. If you aren't looking to communicate with school, it's changed because of what's happening in the world. Class Dojo is the big one. Class Dojo is an app that I think most of my class have downloaded. I think most of the year group have downloaded, which is fantastic. If you have a concern or an issue, please feel free to send one of the teachers a message on Class Dojo with any concerns. And thank you to those parents already that have asked me questions and have come up with problems or solutions to problems, and we've managed to work that really quickly. The teachers all look at it every day and are able to respond really fast. If in doubt, you can go through the school website. You can also email the email address that's on the screen right now, the school telephone number, which goes through to the office. But what I would say with those things is if you want to speak to the class teacher directly, go through Class Dojo, because it is actually us that responds, whereas if you go through email and the school website, it goes through the office. The newsletters get sent every week. We've got text messages that go out if there's any big things that we haven't posted on Dojo. Twitter and YouTube, and Friday assemblies, currently not happening due to COVID. If you do have a concern, or you do want to mention something to a teacher, go through the teacher. If the teacher can't deal with it for whatever reason, come through me, the head of year, and then I'll pass any concern that I can't deal with onto a member of SLT. Okay, our pastoral vision. Our belief at AJK is that everybody, as you can read on the board, has the capacity to be a knowledgeable, literate and articulate, confident, passionate individual. To support them in reaching the capacity as part of our pastoral care, all teaching staff, and you can see there, we try and make things safe. We are making sure that that safety passes through aspects of our life. We try to communicate with parents as best we can. I know that's been really difficult on the gate, and I know lots of you wanted to talk to me on the gate, but we're trying to get through that as quickly as possible. If you do have a concern, obviously I can try to talk to you on that gate after school or before school, but the easiest way, like I said earlier, is to go through Dojo. The behaviour system, slight change to last year. The planner, if I skip through to here, the planner looks the same, but on the inside of the planner, you'll notice that we have got the merits still, which are amazing. The scholars are getting them quite a lot at the moment. They've had such a good start to the year. But we're trying to really encourage these little gaps underneath for them to write a reason, or a little sentence maybe, or a word, so that when they come home and you ask them, oh, what did you do today? Oh, why did you get a merit? Instead of forgetting, they might be able to tell you. So that's why that little box is there. We've also got team point tallies. We've started using this in the last couple of weeks. That's for groups of tables, which is really useful. And then here we've got our behaviour log. So if scholars are not behaving in class, if they're making some really poor choices, they can reflect on it, and by the afternoon it resets, so they can come in the afternoon, fresh start, and we can have a teacher comes and it goes up to catch up 3. Over here at the moment we can't write many teacher comments, because what we try to do is not touch many of their personal equipment due to everything that's going on. Parents, please feel free to write us a message and we will try to get back to you as quickly as we can. Again, Dojo is probably quicker than writing in the planner, and children can write pupil comments if they want to. There are lots of note pages inside their planner as well. So if I know lots of my scholars like to make notes on things that are happening in class. So feel free to have a look at that with your children. They like to make notes on times tables. They might want to make notes on things they've learned in history. For example, I know some of my scholars were looking at Julius Caesar and writing some bullet points on him. So have a look at that, see what they're up to. Okay, and obviously we can't do questions right now, but if you do have any questions, please go through Class Dojo. I know it's difficult to get to me on the gate, and it's difficult to speak to Miss McGrory and Miss Camacho on the gate because they're lined up with their lines. If you do really have any questions, please come through Class Dojo, because I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Okay, well, thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.